Hello, I'm Samuel Pond, one of the lead planners at Keller Financial Planning. I've got Stephen Ropes, who just completed our 2024 summer internship. Stephen, love to hear how you heard about our internship.
Well, I actually met Gene at the NAPFA simulcast at UNT, where I graduated from. And I was there it was either February or March, and we talked for most of the day. And I sat next to her during the big projections up on the screen, and we watched the conference together and talked a lot. And by the end of the day, we actually ended up leaving at the same time. We both had another engagement. And as we were walking to our cars, she told me, if you're interested in a job or an internship, you should send all your stuff over to Kelly. And so I did, and here we are.
Okay. Had you applied to other jobs and internships at that point?
Absolutely. I had been looking, all over, and I'd been talking to the director of the program, and I was actually really interested in possibly going out of state, just because I hadn't gotten a lot of traction with any RIAs here in Dallas. It was mostly like the big the big companies, and I really, really wanted to go to an RIA. So it's like it all fell into place.
Okay, awesome. So I would say that was the RIA aspect of our firm was a big reason.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say the fact that it was an RIA, and I really like the fee-only model. I think that the fee-only model is, more of the future. I think that's where people are going to start to expect. Especially as there's more fee-only planners, available. People are going to be less and less okay with giving someone a percent when they can go to another person and give them a guaranteed dollar figure.
Gotcha. Okay, so what were some of your expectations coming into your internship this summer?
A lot of my expectations were just like learning the industry. You're in school and there's only so much they can teach you about the real world, just simply because, they don't have access to the real world. We played with Money Guide Pro and eMoney, but we don't have a real client's data to put in there. We don't have that client interaction. And so a lot of my expectations were more about learning what it's like in the real world of financial planning, not the academic world. And I'd say it was, not only met, but exceeded. I mean, my first day here, second day here, you had me in the office and you were going over how a plan works, like how we enter it, how different pieces interact with other pieces within the software. And I wasn't even expecting to be doing that early. So it was super cool. It felt like I was really part of the team. I felt like I was really contributing to the process from day one.
Okay. So what were some of the most interesting or surprising things that you learned over the summer?
I did not know that there were so many rules and regulations with the individual custodians, individual companies. I thought that those would be much more universal. But like the Vanguard fund minimums or the surcharges I didn't even know that they were allowed to sell different fund families at the different custodians, like Vanguard funds at Fidelity. I didn't know that was even allowed. I certainly didn't expect there to be an extra fee on top. So like learning all the different ins and outs, nuances of the different custodians and stuff, that was super surprising.
Okay. Yeah. What advice would you give to someone, kind of thinking about going into financial planning and having that as their career?
I think that anyone that's interested in doing that should consider trying to find at least one conference where you're going to get to go and sit in a few CE classes. I think that that's where I really found, a niche. In school, they just brush over the different types of firms. But when you go to a conference and you can sit down and actually talk with people who are fee-only planners or based on AUM or people that believe in index funds versus, individual stock picking, listening to different people actually talk about it is where you're really going to find where you fit, in my opinion. And being involved in lots of different conversations is where you're going to find where you best belong.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were offered and accepted a job moving forward at Keller Financial Planning. So what are some of your next career goals and timelines for those goals?
Well, I mean, over the next, 6 to 8 months, I'd really like to get my CFP done. There's 2 CFP exams coming up between, November and March. So one of those 2 I want to sit at. I want to get my 65 done and then, just continue grow and hopefully be a lead planner in the next 4 or 5 years. And that'd be awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Stephen. Happy to have you on the team.